Hey, tech enthusiasts, welcome back. Today, we're going to explore the setup process of Nextcloud, an awesome tool for storing files securely, collaborating with others, and staying connected. One of the cool things about Nextcloud is that you can host it yourself, giving you full control over your data. Whether you're big on privacy or just like to be in charge, I'll walk you through how to set it up step by step. Another great thing about Nextcloud is that it works on all kinds of devices, like computers, phones, and tablets. So no matter where you are, your files are always accessible. If you're new to Nextcloud and feeling a bit overwhelmed, don't worry, I'm here to help. In this tutorial, I will show you how to set up everything you need, from a virtual machine to a server and database, as well as the basic Nextcloud setup. By the end, you'll be ready to make the most of Nextcloud for whatever you need, whether it's personal or business use. So let's get started. First things first, we need to open up our Oracle VM VirtualBox Manager window and get ready for our virtual machine build. If you're not quite sure how to do this, don't worry, I've got your back. Pause the video and check out my previous video where I explain how to set up VirtualBox on both Ubuntu and Windows. I like to make sure everyone understands every step of the process, so feel free to watch that if you need a little extra guidance. Once we've got VirtualBox up and running, it's time to create this virtual machine specifically for our Nextcloud instance. This step is crucial as it's essentially laying down the foundation for our Nextcloud setup. We want to make sure we configure everything just right to ensure smooth sailing later on. I'll walk you through each setting and option so you can follow along easily. Now, building a virtual machine may seem a bit daunting at first, but trust me, it's not as complicated as it sounds. And if you have any questions along the way, don't hesitate to put them in the comments section of this video. I'm here to help you every step of the way. Important to note, building the virtual machine is a process that requires some time to complete. On my system, it typically takes around 15 to 20 minutes, so I kindly ask for your patience while we wait for it to finish. In this window, press the Enter key to install Ubuntu. In this window, we're going to choose a normal installation and install additional updates while Ubuntu is installing. This selected option here is standard for an operating system install. Next, select your location and then set your name, username, and password for your account. This step will take several minutes to complete, and then we will be prompted to restart our newly created virtual machine before logging in. On this screen, press Enter to continue. Select your account profile, then enter your password to log in. After successfully logging in, let's proceed by opening a terminal window and entering the root account by typing sudo space -i. Next, we'll check for any system updates by clicking on Install Now if the small update window pops up. If it doesn't, don't worry. We'll update the system a few times throughout the setup process. When prompted to enter a password, insert your operating system password that you set up during the virtual machine setup. The system update process may take some time, so please allow around 15 minutes for it to complete. Afterward, we will reboot the virtual machine and move on to the next step. Log into your account and open two terminal windows. In each window, switch to the root user by typing sudo space -i and pressing enter. Then, perform a system update using the apt update command to ensure your system is up to date. Once the update is complete, we will proceed to install the Apache web server, followed by the MySQL server. A MySQL server is a crucial component for Nextcloud, serving as the backend database where Nextcloud stores various types of data, including user accounts, files, settings, and metadata. It provides the storage and organization structure necessary for Nextcloud to function effectively as a file storage and sharing platform. MySQL allows Nextcloud to efficiently manage large volumes of data, ensure data integrity, and support features like user authentication, access control, and file synchronization across devices. In essence, MySQL serves as the backbone of Nextcloud, enabling it to deliver a seamless and reliable experience for users accessing their files and collaborating with others. Now let's perform a MySQL secure installation, and when prompted to validate password component, we will press N for no. When prompted to remove anonymous users, press Y for yes, and disallowing root login remotely, we will press Y for yes as well. And then in regard to removing the test database and access to it, we will press Y for yes, and reload privileged tables now, we will press Y for yes as well. Now let's log into the database as the root user. When prompted, enter your account password. We will proceed to create a new database and confirm its existence. Following that, create a new user with a strong password. The password that I'm using here is for demonstration purposes, so be sure to replace it with a secure one. Keep this password safe, as we will require it later in the video. Here, you simply replace the word strong password with a password that is secure. Now we're going to make sure that the newly created database user exists. The command grant all privileges on Nextcloud to Nextcloud at localhost grants all privileges to the Nextcloud database to the user named Nextcloud when connecting from a local machine. The flush privileges command is used to reload the privileges from the grant tables in MySQL, ensuring that the changes to user privileges take effect immediately. The upcoming commands prepare your system for the installation and administration of PHP packages from an external repository. The initial command installs essential tools like Software Properties Common, while the subsequent one adds the PHP repository to your roster of software resources. Please be patient, as this process may take a few minutes. Following this, we will proceed to download and install PHP, along with several other PHP packages essential for the seamless operation of Nextcloud. I will check back in once we are ready to install PHP. Press Enter here. This command will allow us to install PHP, and when prompted, press Y for yes, and that will download and install the required packages. We are now prepared to install various additional PHP packages vital for your system's optimal performance. Additionally, we will obtain Imagemagick and the redis-server. Redis is utilized in this context to enhance Nextcloud's performance and scalability. It serves as a cache and session storage backend, accelerating data retrieval and enhancing the responsiveness of Nextcloud's web interface. By leveraging Redis, Nextcloud can efficiently manage session data and cache frequently accessed files and database queries, thereby reducing server load and improving overall system performance. Imagemagick is needed in this context to handle image processing tasks within Nextcloud. Nextcloud uses Imagemagick to perform various image-related operations such as thumbnail generation, image editing, and conversion between different image formats. With Imagemagick installed, Nextcloud can efficiently process and manipulate images uploaded by users, ensuring compatibility with different image formats and providing features like image previews and thumbnails. If you haven't already updated and upgraded your system using the apt update and apt upgrade commands, please do so. In the next step, we're going to download Nextcloud from our web interface. To access the Nextcloud's main site, enter the provided web address. Once there, follow these steps to copy the link to the Nextcloud zip file. Here, I've decided to accept all cookies. Afterwards, use the wget command in your terminal and paste the copied link to download the zip file. The zip file download may take a moment to complete. Once finished, we will use the apt install unzip command to install the unzip tool. Then, we will proceed to unzip the downloaded Nextcloud file named latest.zip into the var/www folder. Next, let's navigate to the var/www directory and adjust the ownership of the Nextcloud root directory. We will set the owner to www-data:/www-data, which is the user and group associated with the web server. This step ensures that the web server has the necessary permissions to access and modify the files within the Nextcloud directory. This given command enables the Apache modules, headers, environment, directory, meme, and rewrite, providing additional functionalities related to HTTP headers, environment variables, directory listings, meme types, and URL rewriting. Once you're done with that, make sure to restart your Apache web server. Now, let's open a new terminal window and switch to the root user. Next, navigate to the etc Apache2 directory. List the contents of the directory and then move into the Sites Available folder. Once there, let's edit the 000-default config file using the nano editor. Remove the existing content and replace it with the new configuration details provided in the description section of this video. Finally, we will make any necessary modifications to ensure the setup is correct. We will start by modifying the server name field. By entering our local IP address, we will set up a local configuration granting access to our cloud infrastructure within the same Wi-Fi network. This involves downloading NetTools and adjusting the adapter settings of our cloud infrastructure, which runs on this virtual machine. If you have a registered domain, you can substitute the local IP address with it. However, ensure you update your DNS records through your DNS provider. This tweak allows access to your cloud infrastructure globally. It is important to note that DNS management and HTTPS configuration won't be covered in today's video, as our focus is on establishing the basic setup of the cloud. The reason one might want to change the adapter settings to receive a 192.168 IP address is compatibility and simplicity. Many home routers and consumer-grade network devices are configured to assign IP addresses in the 192.168 range by default. Therefore, setting up a local network with VirtualBox using this IP range can facilitate seamless communication with other devices on the network without the need for additional configuration. With the IP address now inserted, let's comment out the rewrite rules and close the document by pressing the Control key plus X and then Y. Afterward, we will restart the Apache web server. You can now access the cloud server from your local area network, such as Wi-Fi, using your IP address. To do this, open your web browser, enter the local IP address, and hit enter. On the cloud setup page, you'll need to set up an administrative account. You can use the username I'm suggesting or pick one of your own. It's entirely up to you. Just make sure the password you define here is different from the one you previously set for the database. Before proceeding, note that we won't be changing the path to the data folder. We'll keep the default path. However, this path can always be modified later if needed. In the following fields, enter the required information, making sure to replace the database password with the one you set earlier in the video. Once everything is set, click on Install to move forward. The installation process will require a moment to complete. In the Recommended Apps window, click on Install Recommended Apps. You'll be granted access to a calendar, a contacts application, a mail application, Nextcloud Office, which is very similar to Microsoft Office, a Notes application, as well as a Talk application. These applications are highly beneficial and facilitate effective collaboration. After setting up the cloud, you have the flexibility to disable any of these applications if they are unnecessary for your needs. This platform offers extensive customization options to tailor it to your specific requirements. Once that step is finished, we will proceed to configure a static IP address for our cloud infrastructure on our home or business router. This ensures that the cloud is assigned a permanent local IP address which won't change frequently. Your router's user interface may vary slightly depending on the brand and model, but don't worry, it'll be quite similar across different routers. Navigate to the advanced networking options on your router and find the DHCP section. Identify the host name or IP address of your cloud infrastructure and select it. Finally, set it to be static. In my case, simply checking a checkbox does the job. Now go to the administrative settings section, and if you're not already there, select Overview from the left navigation bar. We will check for any current issues in your Nextcloud setup. It's typical for new installations to encounter some errors, but I'll help you resolve the most common ones. Access your terminal window and go to the Nextcloud directory located within var/www. Next, navigate to the config directory and open the config.php file. Here, we will update the trusted domain section with localhost and your registered domain name if you have one. I will comment out the registered domain name for now. The blue highlighting here indicates that it is commented out, meaning that it is not going to be in effect once you close the document and restart your Apache web server. Once we are done with that, we will switch to root user and navigate to the following directories. We will then update our PHP configuration by increasing the PHP memory limit. Increasing the PHP memory limit for Nextcloud is important because it allows the application to handle larger amounts of data and perform complex operations more efficiently. By increasing the PHP memory limit, Nextcloud can allocate more memory resources to its operations, reducing the likelihood of encountering memory-related errors or crashes, especially when handling large files or serving multiple users concurrently. Once the update is done, save and close the document. Now we are going to open a new terminal and switch to root user. We will then navigate to the following directories so that we can update our OP cache. We will uncomment a few important lines. Within the OP cache document, we are going to search for OP cache by pressing the Control key plus W and then entering OP cache. Removing a semicolon will uncomment a line. By adjusting these OP cache settings, we can enhance Nextcloud's performance and responsiveness while also ensuring stability and reliability. Once you've made the necessary adjustments, go ahead and save and close the document. Now we're going to navigate to the mods available directory and make an adjustment to the apcu.ini file. Enabling apc.enable_cli equals to 1 ensures that APC, which stands for Alternative PHP Cache, works even when running PHP scripts from the command line. This means that the benefits of caching will apply to scripts executed through the command line as well. It's time to set up our cron task. This cron task runs a PHP script named cron.php located in the var/www/nextcloud directory every 5 minutes. The purpose of this script is to perform scheduled maintenance tasks and background jobs for the Nextcloud application. These tasks include things like file scanning, background file operations, and other maintenance activities. By running this cron job regularly, Nextcloud can keep its internal processes up to date and ensure smooth operation for users. It's important to keep this cron task running to maintain the performance and functionality of the Nextcloud application. Now, let's modify the config.php file found in the var/www/nextcloud/config directory to add a default phone region. Once you're done with that, save and close the document. Next, we will add the www-data user to the Redis group, which allows Nextcloud to access and utilize the Redis caching service. In essence, this enhances the overall speed and efficiency of Nextcloud, especially in scenarios with a large number of users or concurrent requests. Once you're done with that, restart your Apache web server. Go back into your config.php file and add the following necessary lines to your Nextcloud configuration for memory caching. The configuration settings provided ensure that Nextcloud utilizes efficient mechanisms for file locking and caching, which are crucial for its performance and reliability. It also specifies the configuration details for connecting to the Redis server. Nextcloud uses Redis for both local caching and file locking. By specifying the host and port of the Redis server, in this case, running locally on the default port 6379, Nextcloud can establish a connection to Redis and leverage its features for efficient caching and file locking. Once you're done with the edits, save and close the document. Now we will download and install several optional packages for Nextcloud. Although these packages are not mandatory, they offer useful features. When executing the commands, watch out for any typos. If a package fails to download, it might indicate that it's no longer available. This isn't a significant concern though, as Nextcloud receives frequent updates that may include the missing packages, ensuring the smooth operation of the cloud. Next, we're going to create the .cache folder. Make sure it's created within the /var/www/nextcloud/config directory. Lastly, we will copy the block of settings that you see here, which is also provided in the description of this video, and paste it at the bottom of our config.php file. This addition will enhance content previews within Nextcloud. When you're done, save and close the document. We are going to set up our final cron task. This cron task is crucial for generating image previews in Nextcloud. By running this command periodically, Nextcloud pre-generates image previews for all supported file types, such as images, PDFs, and videos. These previews are then stored in the Nextcloud cache, improving the performance of the file browser and enhancing the user experience. Additionally, pre-generated previews allow users to quickly preview files without having to download them, which can save time and bandwidth, especially when dealing with large files or slow network connections. Overall, this cron task helps ensure smooth and efficient image preview functionality within Nextcloud. Now, return to the Nextcloud overview page in the administrative settings. After refreshing the page, most errors should be resolved or will be in future updates. Note that I haven't covered HTTPS or mail server setup, as they are not part of this basic setup. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, comment with any questions, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.